Hello, guys, and good evening. We are once again back, and today we have this amazing thing that can help you a lot whenever your exams come. Tips for exam is what I've named this topic, and if you want to get even better tips, you can move on to the ODA app, the most innovative live learning app in this station right now. What else do you get once you come on ODA app? If you check out the description, you're gonna find the link pressing on which you can reach to this amazing bridge course. Now, this bridge course starts on Monday. It's only 2 days from now. The countdown has already started. I hope you can be a part of it because not only will you be a part of it, but you will be getting 1 week of learning. That is 7 days of learning continuous throughout. There's gonna be 6 sessions, three each in science and maths. And on top of this, you get a personal teacher for all your needs, for all your support. You're gonna have those doubts, you're gonna have those problems. Now, who will solve it out for you? There's the personal mentor teacher just for you, thanks to this bridge course. Let me tell you further, you're gonna get homework on the app, you're gonna get tests on the app as well, and you will get some PDF books as well. So all of this comes to you right at the convenience of your phone. All you need to do is click on the right places accordingly. And if you are not finding the description in the link below, this is the one. I hope you are able to see this. Once you match it down in the description below, press on it to make sure that you have started your learning journey in the best and the most brilliant way. There's a lot of students who have come here and have taken that advantage. What's making you wait for it? Go ahead, press that link, and make sure as soon as you pay 29 rupees, you're going to be in a bridge course. Remember, this is a discounted price. The actual price is 499, but you are getting it for 29 rupees because you chose to come to this channel, because you chose to trust us, and that is where we would like to pay you back once you come and visit us in the bridge course. Let's start a class. I'd like to quickly introduce myself. My name is Udit Gupta. I've done my BTech from MNNIT and I would be teaching you physics. Not only in this class, but in general, like we have the tips for exam coming in today. Let's talk about the next thing. There's more than 9 years of experience, and all this experience I bring to you by telling you all those things that are going to be a problem later on when your exams come. The final thing is that I've mentored a lot of students, I've interacted a lot, so I know what are the different types of problems that you're facing and what are the best of the solutions to make sure those problems do not arise. So let us see what exactly we have. So we have some general tips today for any exam that you have. It's just not meant for physics or science or maths exam. It's for any general exam. Whatever exam that you get, what are the three things that you can talk about? So if I talk about, the first thing is that while learning, what can you do? Let us say the exams are near, you have just started learning. What are the things that you should do? We're going to talk about this in detail in the upcoming times. The next thing is a night before the exam. So you've studied everything tonight. Tomorrow is your exam. Most probably it would be during the daytime. Most probably it would be in the morning. So what are the things that you need to take care of one night before? Because all the preparation that goes into the exam actually converts to results. And finally, what exactly can you do during the exam? Because once the exam has started, it's like some people hit that panic button too soon and make sure they screw up their paper even though they could do better. So what are the things that you can do to not panic, to stay calm and to stay focused? Let's talk about all these three things. Let's start with the first thing, that while learning, what are the things that you can do? So first of all, make sure that you are writing and learning. Why exactly do I say so? If you just read and learn, things go into your head, but they are for a very brief period of time. If you write, it takes time. And once it takes time, it gets embedded. That is the time you are absorbing the knowledge. So always remember that writing and learning is a great way going forward. Another thing, make short notes. So once you are just before the exam, you have started learning, you are writing down things. Obviously, you are absorbing a lot. Now, if you try making short notes, how does this help? First thing, you're going to write down in points, and once you write down in points, the teacher is better able to understand what you want to communicate, and that helps you a lot because the teacher will think that you actually know about this topic. Another thing, once you're making those short notes, the information gets crisper, you have more keywords coming in, which is actually going to get you marks. Talking about the third thing, that practice a lot of diagrams. Now wherever the diagrams are there, obviously it's not going to be there in history or geography or in social studies, but let us say you're studying biology, let us say that you're studying chemistry or physics, let us say you're studying science in general, where a lot of diagrams are required. So practice those diagrams, because if you think that you see a diagram and you would be able to replicate it, that's not going to happen. Once you practice a lot of times, you practice a diagram at least 3 to 4 times, only then you would be able to remember it in the exam. Remember, exams are where panic is created, and once that panic is created, you will forget things which you actually know. They will be there in your mind, but they would be so packed behind that panic has taken the front place that you won't be able to recall. So practicing a lot of diagrams will make things easier for you, will make your life easier, and will get you those marks. The next thing is brain maps. Now, where will these brain maps help? Like I said, that in science, mostly you're going to practice the diagrams. But with respect to social science, a topic where you have to remember so many things, you can construct your own brain maps. You can construct your own information in a way that you can recall, that you can remember. And this will help you a lot because that visual diagram that you have drawn the brain map, that will come into your mind very quickly if you have drawn it yourself, if you have made it for yourself. The next thing is that emphasize on keywords. So if you during, just before the exam, you emphasize on the keywords, and let us say you're not very good grammatically. Let's say that you cannot frame the sentences so easily. At least if you write the keywords, the teacher will think that, you know what, this guy knows the topic, is just not able to express properly. So that will give you an edge just in case you're missing out on time. Let us say that you're just about to end the paper, you have a lot to be done still. If you write down the keywords, the teacher might be able to relate and might give you those marks, assuming that you studied the topic, that it is there in your mind, but your writing speed wasn't that great. So if the teacher is good enough, gracious enough, you will get those marks if you just emphasize on the keywords. The next thing, take breaks. While you're studying, your mind needs to be refreshed. Everybody needs to be refreshed. If I ask you that I'm not going to give you any day off, if I ask you to keep working continuously 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you will probably burn out. You will say, I need a break. I need to go out. I need to meet new people. I need to talk to my friends. I need to go to that restaurant. I need to go out for a vacation. Why do people do that? To refresh their mind. And similarly, once you're studying, it takes a lot of toll on your brain. So that is why taking breaks is of utmost importance. Once you study for an hour or 90 minutes or say 2 hours, you take a break. You just go out there, you listen to some song, you watch a cartoon, you try to refresh yourself by taking that break. It is very essential. You'll see it helps you a lot. Now we've talked about what can we do while learning. Let's talk about what to do a night before the exam. So what are these four things that we can do? First thing, that you can revise within your mind. That you have studied a lot of things. Maybe you studied 2 chapters, 4 chapters, say 10 chapters. If I close my eyes, I can remember that, okay, in my notes, this thing was here. In my notes, that thing was there. There was a diagram. If I revise within my mind, this makes sure that I am bolstering all the things, that I am re emphasizing on all those things that are going to be asked tomorrow. Right. What is the next thing that you do a night before the exam? You do not try to learn a new thing. Please refrain from learning any new thing. If you try to learn new thing, it creates a panic. in case you don't understand, in case you're not able to recall, you will even forget the things that you did know. So why not just focus upon what I know? If, let us say, just a night before the exam, I'm able to complete 90% of the syllabus, then I will just leave the 10%. I will make sure that from whatever 90% I have studied, I get full on full. If that 10% comes, I'm just gonna leave it anyway. Because if I try to study that 10%, the 90% that I know, that decreases to 80%. And then in the paper, you will think I've studied this, but I'm not able to answer. You're gonna give a lot of time, you're gonna miss out on some questions. Do not do that. What is the next thing? The next thing is that try to eat healthy and sleep healthy. If you try to just have, those green vegetables coming into yourself, you will make sure that the next day you're not having constipation. The next day you're not having fever. The next day you're not having any problems physically. Because if you're physically weak, your mind also gets weaker, and then you are not able to replicate that performance in the exam. I've seen numerous students who have exam phobia, and just before the exam they fall ill. And the reason is very simple, that once before the exam, if you have that phobia, if you are afraid of it, you would try to eat a lot of junk food. And that is where you started off. That is where you kicked off your healthy cycle. And that is where you compromise, you jeopardize with your health. And that is where, the next day you don't wake up so good, you don't feel so good, and eventually you don't get good marks in the exam. So, a very important thing, try to have a healthy sleep and try to eat healthy as well. Final point that is here for you, that a lot of students, they do what, they're so much involved with the studies the night before the exam, that they think, okay, tomorrow is my exam, I'll go tomorrow, I'm gonna ace it. They're so confident that they forget that they had to take a protector, that they forget they had to take a compass, that they forget to take some basic things that were required. Maybe a graph paper. Maybe it was required. Your teacher told you, get a graph paper. Everybody get a graph paper in your exam. You will get a question on that. Now you know the question, but you don't have the graph paper. Right? What are you done? You are screwed. So please make sure that you pack accordingly a night before the exam. I hope all these points are making sense and being clear to you. Let's talk about the final thing, that now you're in the exam itself. You are in the middle of exam. You have maybe a 2 hour, maybe a 2.5, maybe a 3 hour, 1 hour, whatever is the time limit. Now during the exam, what creates panic and how to get over it? The first thing, you have to manage your time. That means you should know how many questions are there, how much time is required to be put in every question, at what point of time my section 1 should be finished, at what point of time my section 2 should be finished, what is the time that I should give to each and every question. That should be there in your mind. If you can't do it, then whenever you get the paper, the first thing that you should do is you should give 2 minutes, 3 minutes to just read the paper, skim through the paper. What is the marks required? Let us say I'm having 10 questions of 1 mark. I'm going to give 1 minute to each one of them, or maybe 2 minutes to each one of them. That depends how much duration of the paper is. And once you write down that, okay, section 1, this one, 1 minute, this one, 3 minutes, this one, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then you have a clear picture as to how you have to go about the paper. Also, if you're managing time, keep a watch handy. Right. What is the next thing? The next thing is check both sides of the paper. Now, this is a very comical thing that happens to a lot of us, even to the best of us, that we see the paper, oh, this, I know this, I know this, I know this. I start doing, I write. Okay, all done. All right. Ma'am, sir, here is my answer sheet. I'm going by. Now, once I go outside, my friend tells, oh, it was such a lengthy paper. I said, what lengthy? I saw it. It was all good. And then said, huh, other side of the book. And this should not be the case with you. So always, whenever you see the paper, be a little careful. Check both the sides. If you have maybe 4 papers, check it. No, all the sides, and make sure that you are not missing out on any question. It has happened to me as well personally. So I know the pain. That means that you should never forget this. All right. The next thing, try writing in points. Like I said, if you write down in points, then the teacher thinks that you have a clear understanding, that you know that if it is a 5 mark question, you are writing down 10 points. If it is a 3 mark question, you're writing down 5 to 6 points. This means the teacher would be able to see, he or she would be able to see the keywords and can say that, you know what, this guy has done absolutely correct. Even if your 1 or 2 points go here and there, the teacher just might give you that advantage, just might give you that benefit. The next thing, present neatly. As neat as your copy would be, as neat as your answer sheet would be, the teacher will think that you have studied so well, you are not faltering anywhere, that you have 100% command on this topic. Now, let us say, me as a teacher, I see 2 copies. Both the students have done almost the same thing. They've written the same thing. One student has, done a lot of hodgepodge, crisscross, cutting. What will I think for this guy? I will think that, you know what? This guy does not know the answer properly, or maybe he was cheating from this other person. Let me check this copy properly. And then if I check properly, I'm going to find even more mistakes. And that is where this guy will get lesser marks. The other student, I see his copy. Oh, nicely written, neat handwriting. Good keywords, good diagram. Now, even if once I'm reaching the end of the paper, maybe this guy has done something incorrect. But I will say, you know what? I think it's all right. It's all fine. Everything is fine till now. This should be fine as well. And I'll just give them that advantage. So presenting neatly, even though as blatant as it may sound, this is going to work in your favor. And the final thing, that draw diagrams wherever required. Teachers love to see diagrams. If you draw a diagram, they give you 2 marks directly. That you took the pain of drawing a diagram. That means that you have understood the scenario. Maybe your calculations are a little long. Maybe you would have faulted here or there, but that does not mean that you did not know this. Because if you draw diagrams, this means that you have a full picture of what exactly is happening, right? And if you must have heard the quote, a picture says 1,000 words. That means that you draw the diagrams, the teacher will feel that you know everything inside out, and that's going to work in your favor whenever it is during the exam. So I hope you really loved all these points. If you want to learn more, then obviously ODA app is the next way. This is the way going forward, a better teacher providing you a better future. And if you check the description below, there is a link given. If you press on that link, you would be going to a place where you can get all these coins, right? What are these coins for? You see all these amazing, amazing goodies. These are the things that you can get: a water bottle, a Mi Band, a sound bar, even a phone. Now, your chance to get these coins and get a lot of them is by coming into the bridge course, by pressing onto that link. What is this bridge course? This is that awesome place where all the things are there. 1 week of studies, personal mentor teacher, so many classes. There's the homework, there's the test, there's the PDF, everything there for you. You even have the parent teacher meeting. We share you the study report as well. A lot of fun going on, but only if you would be so gracious to press on this link by checking it out in the description below. I hope you really loved this class. I hope to see a lot of you in the bridge course. In case you loved it, please make sure you like and share with your friends. And if you don't want to miss out anything, here's the subscribe button. Click on it.